He's bad, bad, oh so bad. Bad to live with you.
Had enough. Well, it's Halloween. Time to get fucked up and watch Halloween movies. Today I thought I'd look at Halloween. No, not the 1978 Halloween or the 2008 Halloween. The new Halloween. Yeah, now why is there 3 Halloweens named Halloween now? That's kind of confusing. Like in 20 years when you're talking to your grandkids, there'll be like 4 Halloweens, because you know they'll reboot it again. They're not going to stop. I went and seen it opening day, and I don't know. It's okay. It's a Halloween movie. I guess I could start by just breaking down the opening scene, the rotted pumpkin. That's fucking awesome. I can't believe no one's ever thought of that. They kind of dropped the whole pumpkin thing after, what, 4? They never did it again. Then it starts with these 2 bloggers going to visit Michael Myers for an interview, which I think is stupid because the guy hasn't talked in 40 years. Why would he talk to you? Because you got a mask? I don't know, it's really dumb. And then they go to Laurie, they jump to her, and she's kind of crazier than she was in H2O. She like knows how to use guns, has her house booby trapped, like titty trapped, and you know, this is where I starting to question, you know, this happened 40 years ago. This guy's been in jail for 40 years. I don't know if I believed her character would become like that. You know, she'd be traumatized for sure. I'm just not sure if it would be to that point, which I'll talk about a little bit. But then, you know, they want to interview her. She gets pissed. Later, Michael Myers escapes. They're transferring him to a different facility for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, the bus crashes, and he escapes, and he just starts murdering people right away. And then it cuts back to those bloggers. I don't know why. For some reason they're still in town, and they're at the same gas station, and we kind of get a whole scene where he kills like 5 or 10, I don't even know, several of these mechanic people for the jumpsuit. I don't know why he needs that jumpsuit every time. It looks good on him. And he retrieves the mask, he kills the bloggers in a bathroom, I believe. That's where he drops the teeth. And then finally the movie gets going. You know, we're talking like 40 minutes here, which that's one of the problems I have with it is pacing. It just kind of kept going. But then, yeah, it's Halloween night, and this is where it gets good. I mean, there's literally a scene where he just walks in one person's house, murder, walks out, goes next door, kills that person and their family, walks next door, like, so he's just going door to door, killing as many people as he fucking can, and that is awesome. I love that part of the movie. He just, that's what he is, you know, and this movie took him back to being just a guy, and, you know, he's just evil and wants to kill people. No thorn or any backstory, like kind of what Rob Zombie was trying to go for. No reason, he's just evil. And I like that. I like that they tried to do that. And then he's not even going after Laurie, if I remember correctly. She is going after him. So she brings his attention to her. He wasn't even going to bother her in this movie. He was just going to go about his business, killing as many people until someone stopped him. And, you know, she's trying to kill him. And she shoots him in the arm, and it, you don't know how to take it. Is he a monster? Does that bother him? You know, he keeps going. Then it starts getting weird where, I can't really remember. They run over Michael Myers, that's right, in the car, and he's knocked out. and you think he's dead, and then it's a reveal that his psychiatrist, which I forgot to mention this guy earlier in the movie, he's just supposed to be the new Doc Loomis, but he's not really doing a good job. I don't really care for this guy. He's just generic accent and just, I don't know. But anyway, it's revealed that he's the one who got the bus to crash and let Michael out, so because he wants a final confrontation between Laurie and Michael, like that's some kind of big thing to him, to see what would happen between these two entities. And he drives Michael literally to her house that's full of booby traps. Her kids are there, her mom's there, and I haven't really talked about them either. I guess I'll go back to that in a little bit, but anyway, the ending is, this doctor takes Michael Myers to Laurie, good versus evil. It's very short. It's just all takes place in a small house, which I know the first movie did that, and somehow it was effective and worked. This one just left you wanting more. You felt like it was full of tropes of things, jumping out and hiding behind mannequins. That was another problem. It's like, why would you have all these rooms with weird shit in them if you wanted to see them? And there's a point where she cuts the power, and it's like, no, that's the last fucking thing you want to do. You would want everything well lit so this motherfucker has nowhere to hide. Why would you have so many closets in your house? Fucking get rid of all these closets. I mean, there's literally a room that has 2 closets and fucking weird mannequins all over. And I know she shoots they're like practice, but it's like, who shoots mannequins? Don't you get those like deer or those like fake? Whatever. I'm just going on with the fucking mannequins. And she has this trap room in the basement that she hides her mom and granddaughter in. That she trained her mom, and they took her away because she was such a bad mom. And then finally Michael gets down there, that they're hiding out in this room below the kitchen, and they all run upstairs, and it's a trap. And they trap Michael Myers, and she sets fire to her fucking house. I don't know why you had to do that. Why you just shoot him in the face, or I don't know. He just stands there while the fire goes, but then it edits and cuts, and he's not there anymore. So I take it they're setting it up for a sequel, which there probably will be, because this movie did amazing in the box office. I don't know what other critics say. I'm not saying I hate it. It's just I'd have to see it again. I've only seen it one time, and I just walked away like, yeah, it's another Halloween movie. It's faithful to the source material, I guess. I mean, it feels like a Halloween movie. There were a few elements that didn't. It felt out of place, but what can you do? Now, I'll go back and talk about what I think could have fixed some of these problems. I think it should have opened on the original footage from 1978, the ending, recap. You don't have to show the whole fucking movie, just, recap. And you show him fall into the ground, maybe add a little extra there, try to make it look like it's 1978 again, where you see him get up and he's walking away. Maybe you can see he's wounded, and he's walking, into the Halloween night, and it pans out, and then cut to that pumpkin, a rotted pumpkin theme song, bam! Then I would probably cut out all of that beginning scene with the insane asylum. I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all, because it humanized Michael too much, and I don't want to see Michael in a psychiatric ward. I don't, that's just details. You want to keep him mysterious, so I would have cut all of that out. Maybe you could keep the bloggers, like that's how we're introduced to Laurie, is they're going to interview Laurie. And the thing is, when I said you cut the insane asylum thing, I'd say that he's been on the loose for 40 years. That, to me, would make Laurie more believable, that she has all these fears that he's going to come back, because he's still out there and you never know. That would make me, every night, check under my bed. I'd have booby traps, I'd have guns, all of that, so that would make it believable. And that's the direction I wish they would have went with, was that he had escaped. He was never caught. I'd probably cut out the doctor, too. I didn't really care for him, or maybe find a better actor. I just didn't like his portrayal of that character. I don't even remember his name. Generic psychiatrist one? I don't know. This movie was written by Danny McBride, and he did a good job for some of it, and he did a bad job for other parts. I'm a huge fan of Vice Principals and Eastbound and Down, so I could tell it was his writing, because I'm very familiar with his shows. but I didn't want to be familiar with his writing in this. Like, there's a scene that took me out of it where, you know, it's some murders going on, and then it cuts to these two stupid cops sitting discussing bread for their sandwiches, and it's trying to be funny, but I didn't hear anyone in the theater laughing. It was just terrible, not a good joke. I didn't get that. There's comedy in there that works, and there's comedy that doesn't. So maybe they got to find middle ground if they get the chance to make a sequel, which I think they will, and I think they deserve it. You know, if Rob Zombie got a sequel, no, I like Laurie Strode. I think they did a good job. They kind of rehashed on the H2O thing of her being an alcoholic, because there was a scene where she meets for a graduation party or something like that. I can't remember, and she's just in there chugging wine. They kind of rehashed that idea from H2O. I guess I would admit that this does feel like an H2O. It kind of has that quality. Maybe they just don't know what film style or what to do with it to make it feel different, because H2O 2 Halloween, and 1 and 2, because I continue off there, has a different vibe. It had that Dimension 90s feel, like Scream and stuff like that. And this one, I don't know what to compare to. I guess that's good that I'm comparing it to H2O, because it doesn't feel like It Follows or The Conjuring or Hereditary or any of these other movies that are out right now. So that's good that it stands alone as a slasher movie. For being a slasher movie, though, there wasn't a lot of slashing. There was a lot of choking and face ripping and choking and throwing people. You know, I thought he'd have more murder, death, kills in there than he did, but he didn't. But anyway, let me sum this up. I'm just going on a rant. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. Maybe that's the overhype. You know, it's been 10 years since Halloween has been out, 9, I guess, if you count Halloween 2. And it's been 20 years since there's been a continuation of the story. I guess not really, because they erased everything up till 1, which, how do I feel about that? You know, at this point, who gives a shit? You know, Halloween 1 and 2 connect to H2O, so that acts like none of them happened. Halloween 3 acts like that's its own thing, and Halloween 1 and 2 are just a movie. 4, 5, and 6 are kind of their own thing. Then now you got one that just erases everything. I don't know. It'll be hard next Halloween what order to watch these. You know, like, do I do 1, 2 and H2O? Do I do 1, 2 and then the new one? Or I'm sorry, do I do 1 and then the new one? Or do I just watch them all? Who knows? Who gives a shit? It's Halloween. I would suggest going to see it if you haven't yet. There's already probably a million reviews of this, so who gives a shit? I'm just another guy talking about it. Like I said, it will be confusing in the future when kids want to watch Halloween and you're like, which one? You know, so. Anyway, yeah, go see it. I guess I need a refill on my beer. Oh yeah. Hey, asshole! Get out of my fucking clothesline! You fucking dick! The fuck is this? Yeah, just stand there. Oh, and you just disappear right before my fucking eyes. Yeah, what a fucking dick. What's this baloney bullshit? Hello? Yeah, fuck off. Oh, yeah. Alright. I'm wearing that. What to watch next? Oh, wonder who that is. My Paul, I give you all. No keys. Please, no keys.
Bad movie reviewer. Can you confirm or deny that you starred in Road Trip?
What? Who are you?
You know who I am. How could you do it?
Do what?
Review one of the greatest movies of all time and call it shit.
What are you talking about?
Halloween 3, you dumb fuck. Tom Atkins is a legend compared to you, you cheap, pathetic little man.
Hey, I may be cheap and pathetic, but what was that last thing you said?
Enough talk, I'm gonna kill you.
As a matter of fact, it was.
Oh.